All right, we are back for now. Zombie Rep's just finishing eating, so she'll be joining me probably like in the middle of game 1 or game 2 or something like that. She's just off to the side. But yeah, Serral versus Harstem, going to be the winners match of the group. So whoever wins this moves on to the round of 8, I guess. Actually, what is it? No, this is the third group stage. I actually don't know. Round of 16, I think, is what it leads to. I'd actually have to go back to the event page and look. I don't have that open. Yo, Nightshade, if you're still lurking about, dude, sorry, I missed the resub. It was during the interview, so thank you. Woot woot, the subscriber train is a-coming. 13 months, dude. Thank you so much. Want to make sure we didn't miss that before I got into the game here. All right, well, I'll just say when ready, dudes. Anyways, man, I got to tell you guys, I'm exhausted. I'm starving. I can't wait for today to finish, actually. But they're both saying good luck, have fun, so let's hop into it. Abyssal Reef going to be the first map in this best of 3. And, of course, it's the winner's series. What's going up on the main stage right now? They're just chatting and chilling. I think they got 2 to Ming or something coming up next. I'm not sure. I was actually going to say, I know Time is here somewhere, and I want to say hi to Time. Because Time's, he went home from the BTTV house a little bit ago, but I think he's supposed to be coming back sometime after Austin, hopefully. So that'd be cool to see. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the temporary solo cast. Game number 1 in a brand new best of 3. Spawning in the bottom right, we got the blue Protoss. If it's not Dutch, it ain't much. Harstem. And, of course, in the upper left, we got his opponent, the red Zerg, Serral. And once again, we've tilted the monitor off to the side. Don't worry, guys. No chances of Harstem cheating. And, of course, as you heard through the interview we just had on stream, I don't think he could, even if he wanted to. To be clear, like, the way we have this set up, we are really shoved in the corner, and it's nothing special, nothing in clear line of sight of the players. But, again, good guy Harstem, being honorable as he is, doesn't even want to be tempted or be risking to be accused of being attempted. But, anyways, game number 1. Yeah.
I saw that.
Welcome back, Zombie Grub.
Yeah. Thank you.
Did you have a good, delicious pizza?
It tasted pretty good, but maybe that's because I was really hungry.
Yeah.
It was huge, though. Like, they give
I know.
you,
I came over. You had a crust that was like the size of like 2 hands.
They give you a quarter of a pizza. Like literally, that's how they cut it, and they just give it.
Wow.
Why? And they're, like, it's actually really annoying too, because it's really hard to eat.
A quarter's not very big. It's smaller than $1.
That's pretty big.
All right. Well, Serral and Harstem, you missed it, I guess, because you were getting food. But Harstem's going to talk about. He thinks he's going to crush Serral to the point of becoming a Nurchio level balance winner.
Wow, that's pretty harsh language.
That's also pretty confident, if you ask me.
I feel like last time I heard Harstem so confident, he actually ended up losing the series, but I can't tell you which one it was.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Like, Harstem's got a great personality. He's a fun guy.
Does.
Big smile on his face all the time. Serral is quite good, though. And I think maybe, I don't think underdog is the right term for him, but underrated is maybe the better way to phrase it.
Yeah. By the way, folding a pizza in half just makes it like 50% less of a pizza, right? It's like half a pizza.
It's like a calzone.
It doesn't make any sense. It just like you don't. It just like fits more calories in the same bite, and it just makes it worse. Like you didn't need as much. All right.
I disagree. Actually, I kind of like that because then you get like all the pizza bits on the inside. So as you chew through it, it's like a surprise.
What?
For your mouth.
No. What?
Because your tongue touches the crust on both sides. You bite into it and chew it, and you're like, oh, there's the pizza.
Oh my god.
Pizza, pizza.
Whatever. Also, it's really hard to fold it in half, anyways. So
I haven't had pizza in a very long time, so I don't really remember. I don't really know. But the probe actually gets away. Okay. Not going to chase it across the map. We do have one Ling coming north side to scout. Stalker was, I guess, hoping to intercept something up here, but no Overlord, no Ling, and Serral's not going to lose anything.
Nothing for it. So Harstem being like a big man, big talk and all that, like it's kind of like him, and it's really fun. But Serral legitimately has been always kind of on that up-and-comer like profile. A lot of people always say that he's pretty good, and he's had a couple of really good series every now and then. I mean, like 4 years ago, he had an amazing series versus J-Dog, and that was 4 years ago.
Yo, someone told us to check our Twitter.
And there's nothing there.
There's nothing there.
So.
Sam, we got trolled.
We got it. Yeah, you did it right. You did it right.
We got Trizzy trolled. Although one of us has got a vibration, so maybe something came in now.
That wasn't mine.
Oh, maybe it's mine because I don't know how my new phone works yet. Feels bad, man. All right, I'm going to put that to the side so I don't get distracted by it. Overlord gets shot down in the main. Doesn't get a lot of scouting and actually supply blocks Serral, so that's a little bit rough. He did poke in, but not enough to see any of this glorious tech that's been laid down on the backside.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. I mean, usually when the Protoss players go for a Dark Shrine drop, they actually don't really mind that it's scouted, so they do put it like either like, you know, in front of the wall or just like right there next to a Nexus, but not behind a mineral line. So it's funny enough, like a regular build just looks really sneaky.
Actually, I gotta say, this is some sick-looking SimCity. This is like Tetris greatness going on back here. Every piece sliding just where it needs to. But anyways, the Dark Shrine and the Archon build, we saw the double Warp Prism more specifically is the point I wanted to bring up because we saw that in the game previous. And I think the Dark Archon, or sorry, not Dark Archon, the Dark Templar into Archon, I guess you could kind of call it the Dark/Archon build.
Dark Archon's an attack, and it's also they sucked.
Yeah. Anyways, this build can be frustrating to deal with when it's just one. When you have Harstem kind of dancing around and doing that double micro, even the best players can have trouble keeping up with that. Now, I will say objectively, I think Serral's a much better player than Jon Snow. But Jon Snow is not a bad player, and even he was having trouble keeping up. I couldn't even keep up with him observing.
I mean, Jon Snow wasn't exactly like, you know, just like, what is this guy even doing here? Like, he actually had like a really good showing. It just was Harstem was playing better and got the 2-0. Serral is probably going to be a little bit better than that, and he does have the potential to be even better than Harstem. I think a lot of people are talking about his potential. This is kind of the chance to prove it. But this is like right here, right now, one of the chances to prove it, dealing with double Warp Prism harassment.
All right, so we got 3 DTs on the top side, and they got shoot away pretty quickly. Sorry, the observer's actually kind of difficult on the tilted monitor. This, yeah, just goes straight to Archon. So if it's just going to be drops, it's just going to be drops. The Nexus over here might have to get canceled.
This is a really good move. I mean, it is canceled, so he was paying attention to it, but just the fact that it was already like 30% done.
Yeah.
You didn't hear that.
That's going to kind of suck. All right, well, as this Warp Prism moves in, we'll start seeing if the other one, brings the DTs to just walk into the base. Now, unfortunately, Jon Snow, when this happened, didn't have protection like anywhere. This time, Serral does, though, and the first DTs picked off. The Archons are maybe not denied, but the Warp Prism takes a lot of damage, so their potential to stick around becomes less and less.
But yeah, I mean, Jon Snow had detection, didn't he? Just that he didn't have a way to deal with the Archons.
Oh, no, you know what? You're right. I'm thinking back to, I think, game time from earlier today.
Yeah, with the game, with the natural, that was a big mistake. So, anyways, the point, like, the idea is there, though, that, like, even there's detection, there's still a lot of harassment going on, and Jon Snow did take about 12 drones worth, and plus all of the macro mistakes he made during it, too, which is, you know, going to happen to an extent to Serral, but he's really going to try and minimize that as much as possible. It's kind of like, there's only so much you can do unless you have anti-air. You can try and focus fire with the Queens, but you don't have that many Queens to target fire both Warp Prisms down to death. And the Spire investment that Jon Snow had originally gone for in the last series, he decided not to, and I thought that maybe that was a mistake. But by the time he canceled it, it was kind of running out of steam anyway, as Harstem was bringing those back home and using them double.
He waited so long for shields to regenerate, only to lose it with an Archon inside. I mean, I want to be like sick moves out of Serral, but I feel like that was just a mistake on a Harstem.
It was very automated, actually. You could totally, I think that really makes it shine just how much that Harstem was really controlling the Warp Prism in the last series.
Yeah.
Like, either he really was, and that was just a mistake. But what I'm guessing is that this is kind of what he was doing last time, and he finally got caught on move command.
It's unfortunate because those losses that's costly. But he's caused a lot of damage this game, too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the 15 drones are really, well, not quite worth 2 Archons and a Warp Prism, everything else in combination.
Every time something got pulled, like the spikes in the income make it very evident too.
But it's really nice though that there's no second Warp Prism to worry about. If you snipe this one, you might not ever see a Warp Prism again for some time because they're trying to build Immortals. They want to make sure they can deal with the Roaches. And he did get that cancel on the third base, so there was also some problems for Harstem in the early game.
Was that like a miss rally? Why were these Immortals walking into the middle of nowhere?
Absolutely. He must have built one Observer and then misrallied.
Yeah, if Serral had any Lings present on the map, that could have been a very, very costly mistake on a Harstem, but luckily not going to be too bad here. Now, okay, we do have a Spire that actually produced Mutas this time around. So even in the hypothetical world where like that second Warp Prism didn't die, at least he'll have something for it.
Yeah. I mean, it was so common just to do this even before double Warp Prism was a thing. Like, which is that Warp Prism would eventually get in there and warp in 16 Zealots, and you would just be like, I wish I had a couple of Mutas. And this was what originally I think spawned like the Muta mid-game choice. But it's also going to work out really well because Harstem's going for charge right now.
I really like how few he invested in though. Like this really is like Warp Prism / probe levels of micro explicit Mutas. These aren't the investment that has the +1 weapons. There's not 10 of them coming out. Serral's actually going to have the money and make a better army for this.
He doesn't have Blink, right?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. I was like, the charge is awfully fast, so yeah, I got Blink. So well, that is kind of the point. So Harstem was already on his way to Blink, I think, versus Jon Snow, but then especially when he saw the Spire morphing, he also just continued to commit to it. This game is different. Like, Harstem didn't see the Spire, but he's also, like, you know, not going for Blink. So these 4 Mutas, while it's only 4, like, these can do a surprising amount if they really do just catch Harstem at the right time. And I guess in a desperate scenario, he could make more to snipe warp prisms if Harstem was going to attack into him. But now up to 5, amazing. 6 even, holy shit.
Man, something is really basey here at DreamHack.
Like, I don't know what they put on in the back, but oh, actually they were testing. I walked by with the pizza, and they were testing like a crowd thingamajigger.
Oh, interesting. Well, anyways, the mutas are going to have a hard time to getting much done. The overcharge pops and almost loses the mothership core for it.
Yeah. 4 mutas is really quite lame, so it was going to be surprised to see him stop there. 6 is really where you kind of start threatening anything too vulnerable, like a mothership core, probes, or warp prism.
Anything is just out of position, really.
Yeah, and 12 is really where you're going to start sniping things.
But Serral's gone for a pretty hard-hitting composition behind us. Now, we saw this before. This one has Banelink speed, and there's a lot more Roaches, Ravagers, and Lings for it. So, whereas before we were able to watch like sentries and like a little bit of micro splits be like the easy-peasy defense, not going to be the case this time. Yeah. Serral's hitting with a similar-looking army, but it's better in every regard. A couple of mutas on the side, more Ravagers, more Lings, and of course, a hell of a lot of Banelings to go hand-in-hand with this.
Yeah, that is one similarity between him and Jon Snow. Harstem this time did not have Blink Stalkers to blink and micro and maybe even soak up 1 or 2 bad Baneling shots. He has Charge Lots, which are going to run into, ideally for Serral, right into his Banelings.
Yeah, he wants to actually keep those Charge Lots as far in the back as possible. Let the Immortals take the hits. Let the Archons take those hits. But the Force Fields and the splash damage are doing a good job. It still might not be good enough. Harstem is not doing such a great job. But the Banelings are starting to expire, and once those go down, he can start warping in Zealots. He can start dealing with those Ravagers.
Whoa.
But the 4th base goes down. He trades out a decent with the army, and Serral backs away, and I love that he backs away instead of continuing to push the issue.
I wonder if he intentionally used those Banelings on the Nexus, because it was already so low. I thought he was pulling them back because he expected a Charge Lot warp in, and in that case I was going to be like, that's super impressive. Nice to see that, but then he used them on the Nexus. Either way, Harstem's not in the mood to counterattack. He did take a lot of losses right there, so he safely makes about 20 more Banelings.
I actually really like that Harstem chooses to sit at home and try and get Storms out, realizing like, okay, this could be that composition. It's going to be Lings, it's going to be Banelings. Because he doesn't have Disruptors, he doesn't have Colossus, and Archons will only work to some degree.
Yeah, he had a lot of Archons. And the Corrosive Biles, like, there really are a lot of Ravagers, so every time that Harstem finds something to choke, it's not just about the Banelings that are hitting him. There's also a couple times the Corrosive Biles are once again getting a lot of shots. So, unfortunately, the Banelings are used mostly on these Archons. Some of them even saved with about half shields with that Warp Prism, a nice move there. Muta's going to kind of clean up a couple of the probes. I would say that, like, the 2 times we've seen Harstem take the almost exact same engagement in 2 different series, his probe losses really haven't been that big. Like, they've been there. I've like, seen them clump up, and, like, Banelings just don't seem to find them. So he's quite fortunate in that regard. Down to 58, though. Definitely not the 73 or something he had when he looked really, really good against Jon Snow, and now he can't get his 4th base up.
It's going to be a tough call for a fight. This time, at least he has the extra overcharges, but not that many Force Fields. In fact, I don't think there's any Force Fields.
Those Banelings rolling in, the Banelings rolling into the Zealots. Zealots charging into the Banelings either way. That was pretty brutal. The Warp Prism doesn't move either.
And that wasn't even in locked-in mode. GG. Serral overwhelms, and Harstem takes a hard fall.
This is like, I really feel like there's been a lot of pseudo hype. You know, I'm not going to say like hype, but like there's been a lot of talk amongst the people who know the ladder best that Serral's always been really good and he can definitely show a lot of good results.
We've known that too. We've seen some cool results from him too over time.
I feel like he's had a lot. So like people say the same thing about Namshar. I guess I compare like the 2 people that people are really looking at for DreamHack Austin. But for Namshar, it's like he's solid and he's steadily improving. But I feel like for Serral, it's always been about spikes and always getting his consistency in those spikes. Because again, bring it back to 4 years ago when he took a game off of Jaedong and Jaedong's like ZVZ Prime. That shit was impressive, but it was 4 years ago when he kind of had spikes every now and then. And it's really about like keeping a spike for an entire tournament and actually defeating these really world-class players.
Well, we'll get the lobby up for Proxima Station Game 2.
Chug, 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 chug. Woohoo!
Someone gets mad at me. For someone gets mad at me for poking her, like she tried to poke. Woohoo!
I poked you twice.
All right.
Ever.
Effort? No, that's not true. All right, they're ready. Let's hop into it. Proxima Station for Game 2. Now, there's not a lot of risk on the line for this, which is interesting enough. Like, this is the winner's match of the group. So if Harstem were to lose 0-2, he still has the finals to go back to. If Serral was to get reverse killed, you know, same thing. Like, there's people.
He wants to get reverse killed.
I don't think he wants to, but we don't know who's going to win the other series, but it's Optimus and Jon Snow. And honestly, Optimus's TvZ has me impressed enough that I would say Optimus over Jon Snow, if I had to guess.
I agree.
But we'll find out who and what afterwards. We might not even stick in the group. We've been lucky so far. I want to make that clear to everybody. Normally, we don't get to ride the groups the full way through like this. Yeah. But we haven't had to worry about too much conflict with other people so far. So that being said, we are in game number 2. Welcome back to WCS Austin. In the top right, we got the blue Protoss, none other than Harstem.
In the bottom left is the red Zerg. It is Serral.
We need to recruit Harstem, the team looking for team.
He's not on a team.
Actually, let me check. I don't actually know, because I know there was the trouble with his old team, right?
I'm like really questioning right now.
I don't remember him announcing picking anything up. Because, yeah, there was the trouble with Invasion, and the people, like, you know, kind of ran with his money, which still makes no sense to me.
It doesn't make sense to anyone.
Like a lot of people don't know the story behind this fully. Like, the guy who ran away with the money is, like, a millionaire type
rich
thing. So,
yeah.
Like, I think the total amount of money, like, what, 8,000 or something between him and Major and Lambo, and it's like, that would be like me stealing bus fare from you and then cutting our ties forever.
Bus fare. Like, that's like the conspiracies are out there, man. Like, people think that maybe his money was dirty, so he didn't want to like keep spreading it around. People were saying that he didn't actually have that much money. He needed to like go live in like a rainforest, like never talk to anyone.
There's been a lot of theories about what happened to him, but at the end of the day, we know that he's been unreachable. I actually asked Harstem about this earlier, and he's like, "Yeah, still have had no luck after all this time." So a little unfortunate for him. But that being said, maybe he'll this year around, you know, being teamless, he doesn't owe any money to a team. He doesn't owe any money to a manager. If he wins big in DreamHack, that's all him.
I do know that and this is like actually very light knowledge here. I know my own taxes, and I guess I know a little bit Canadian taxes, but
DreamHack taxes.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, DreamHack taxes, like, there's another reason to be on a team nowadays, and it seems to be that as more tournaments get more legit, the taxes get more legit as well. So apparently there's some favorable agreement between getting the money from your team. That's why a lot of people do it.
Yeah, well, actually, it's not just that it saves headache and paperwork, too, but it is like a business gets taxed less than an individual.
Yeah, so that, I mean, it's funny because I don't think many people thought about it. I don't think people had to think about that either until a while ago.
Harstem's proxying a Stargate. This is a little bit unconventional.
It seems... I mean, it is on the side of the map. I was confused at first. I was like, why is he doing it on the side of the map? But it does seem sometimes a little bit unnecessary to proxy versus a Zerg. When you proxy versus a Terran, there's not a high chance, but there's a chance you're just straight up win the game. But Zerg is always like, can I get 10 kills or do I get 4 kills?
Right, and the thing that catches me off guard, though, is like, this is not like the fastest proxy possible, right? Like, this is a Nexus that came out, and then he threw it down a little bit later. It almost feels like one that, this is not meant to be for timing, but for element of surprise.
It really is. Like, one, yeah, they might not scout it, although scouting it any other way is usually not going to happen either. But another thing is, like, if you have the chance that they really don't expect it, and like right here, exactly, like the creep gets put down and the queen's out of position, that's when you get 10+ kills, and that's what they might do if they don't think an Oracle's on the way. Additionally, like, you're not really going to be using a Stargate anyway, so if they do find it and kill it, I don't think it's like you're going to cry a river about it.
Serral got a full scout on Harstem's base right now, so there's got to be a lot of questions. Like, okay, what are you doing? Are you just playing so greedy that you don't have this, or like, did you proxy it? And Spore Crawlers start, but they're not going to be finished in time, and this Oracle's going to pick up a couple of kills.
Just stayed out of position, by the way, so still not too bad, and there is that queen at the third natural rather as well, so it really is about not even 7, 6.
Okay,
6 is not. That's really what you're hoping for.
He doesn't lose the Oracle, though, and another one's on deck. So this is something to get those shields back up and come in a little bit later. We'll see how effective it is. Really, it's by the time the Oracle's dead that you really want to measure how much it did that game, right?
That's a good point.
Because we've seen a lot of Oracles that get 2 kills at a time, but for 10 minutes straight.
And clearly Serral knew something was up. I mean, just one, because he scouted in, two, because, of course, an Oracle came in after scouting. So he's sending a ling around the map to try and find it.
I like that build cancel micro, too. He does actually want one of the Spore Crawlers, but denies a kill by doing so. And that's like a split-second thing. What's the Oracle attack speed? I guess we can't see with this overlay. Feels bad, man. Okay, well, anyways, the Pulsar beam's like every, like, 0.3, 0.5 seconds or something. Like, the point is it attacks fast. Like, that's some quick decision-making.
Yeah. Serral has some pretty good crisis management, very quickly realizing what's going on and responding as quickly as possible. And even if he made a mistake, his queens were out of position. It didn't really amount to as much as Harstem, I think, was wanting. As I said, though, like, he still got the 2 Oracles out, and they're actually still alive. So that's like, hopefully at least one survives most of the game for Revelation. And otherwise, you're not super going to use Stargate. I mean, if it gets really late game, he might regret not already having it so he can slap down a Fleet Beacon immediately. But, I mean, that's late game on Proxima, and he might just be, you know, replacing it anyways. So it's an opener, and it didn't do what Harstem was probably hoping for, but it wasn't terrible either.
No, this was a little bit awkward, I'd say, even, because I would expect these to have done so much more. But again, we're not going to count them out until they're dead. Stargate has been pretty much cleaned up at this point, though. I would hope you would take the chrono off this. This is actually a wasted chrono, which is worth noting when you're still pumping probes. You're still researching things back at home.
It's funny, though, because I guess that's he is still chronoing probe. He should be chronoing probes, but there's not much to chrono otherwise.
Well,
His Forge and Robo aren't done.
I guess.
Yeah.
I still wish, this is something I know that people brought up almost 2 summits in a row where they're like, I wish that there was a way to tell which building was chronoing what.
Oh, God, yeah. That's
like a rally, like a queen, like a second rally to that building or something. But, yeah, sometimes that's going to be annoying because you think you've chronoed the one, but not really.
I hate it.
You got to do 2 chronos to make up for it.
And there's a very slight cooldown on it, too, so you realize it and you can't immediately repair it. Like, you forget about it and it really sucks.
Yeah. All right, well, the Oracles may not have done much so far this game, but the Adepts are coming in to make up for that damage. He's going to have to split a little bit, though. These Banelings are coming in. Those Adepts have 10 less health than they used to.
Not bad splits. The Oracles wanted to come in a little bit sooner to probably snipe some of those Banelings, but, good target fire by Serral on the very weak one. Yeah, and this was a very good cleanup by Serral.
I would say the defense in general has been good. Like I thought there was going to get complacency, right? He had the queens out of position early on.
Right.
And the sport cars came late. But, like, between micro, positioning now, like, this is fantastic.
It is. This is, 22 lings, 10 drones. I mean, for 11 Adepts, and the Oracles are still alive. Kudos to that. I guess it really doesn't sound that bad. But just the pacing of the game, the momentum has actually felt like Serral's been doing really, really well. And Harstem's just been trying. And it's like eventually it might work. This game is not over either way. But so far Serral has been pretty good.
Well, my concern is Serral's actually already at Hydra Tech, right? And he's actually researching for it, too.
Yeah.
So Hydras are already difficult enough to deal with. And we've seen several timing attacks today that have shut Protoss players down. And I'm fearful that that's what's going to happen with Harstem. There's no way Storm's going to be done anytime soon. Yeah,
Proxima does seem to go a lot into this stage in ZVP, which is to say Ling Hydra or Ling Baneling Hydra a little bit later, busting the 3rd while they try and grab a 4th.
Ooh, this is rough. Micro's back to low health Hydra. Serral's trying to make it happen.
That was pretty cool. A lot of micro on there. But if Harstem tries to take a 4th base and doesn't have that proper defense in the middle of his 4th base and 3rd, like that's actually where the Zerg's really trying to hit. And even if you have Storm, they put you in that concave, and maybe the Storm's not that effective. I mean, Serral could have a very deadly attack, and he also could just posture and try and get up to a greater Spire as well, but I'm kind of feeling the attack.
Yeah, folks wonder why we're blasting StarCraft 2 music in the back. We're actually not. That's the main stage you guys are hearing. It's been awesome that we got to cast here at WCS Austin live, but there's definitely a lot of really loud speakers here. There's no doubt about it.
That's very true. What a bass. Look what's happening over there.
I don't know. There's like a party going on. Actually, there is straight up supposed to be a party over there. They've got a stage set up and everything.
Yeah, that's what they're testing.
I think it's 8:30 or something. I don't know.
Well, it's like 9 now, so yeah, makes sense. Okay, so there's the 4th base. Charge is finishing up. Storm's not quite done, and Serral is moving out, and this is really scary. Like, I don't even think he necessarily has to. Well, no, he does. Yeah, I think he has to wait for Banelings, but I was going to say, like, there's really not that big of an army yet.
The funny thing is, like, I think he needs to wait for Banelings, but I don't think he has to. Like, it sounds dumb to phrase it like that, but this army's out of position. In a regular fight, like, yes, I would agree, Banelings are 100% necessary. But if he knocks down these rocks and his Oracles didn't see this would have been an easy kill on that 3rd.
And it really was before Harstem had 2 or 3 good Warbands of Zealots. Like, his charge is done and he's getting Zealots, but he doesn't want to just build 17 Zealots and have them lost to Baneling. So he's being, I think, kind of conservative for a reason.
And Harstem's casting
going down.
Oh, I guess Adepts got by. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I was going to say, though, Harstem had been casting Revelation on the army the entire game. Like, there was no question that there was Hydras knocking down these rocks and Lings attacking these rocks.
Yeah, I like that a lot. So, I mean, you can't just go for the basic, like, this is expected, even I, call it type move that's in between the 3rd and the 4th. That's exactly what's happening. Or you could try and maneuver around, but I love the stasis traps. You got to have the pylons on the front base as well, at the front of the gateways as well. And the setup does look very good for Harstem. It's a very, like, difficult time here, as Storm had just finished, and you really don't have a lot of an army quite yet, but it's a very crucial, like, it's actually a very good army. It just has to be controlled very well and protected very well.
Yeah. I just want to answer someone's question. The guy who was asking us to check Twitter earlier, it's because he wanted to know how to enter into the giveaway. And just to note, guys, we actually don't have that giveaway set up yet. Great stasis traps here for Serral, or on Serral, excuse me.
Yeah, a couple of Banelings coming in from the right side. Do manage to try and catch a couple of the High Templars.
Oh, but those storms. He just like slow cooked those Hydras in those storms.
Yeah.
But of course, with the extra health, they stay alive a little bit longer. And as the army gets unleashed, I think Serral might have too much. He pre-storms. That was kind of a cool move. Takes out the Banelings, and now it's Hydras without protection.
Yeah, this is where the charge would really come in handy. But I was trying to say that a couple of High Templars were forced to morph into Archons, I think, preemptively. I think they had a couple of storms in them. But that was a very, very cool move by Serral to come in from different directions. Could have surprised a worse player, but Harstem pretty on guard about saving him. Does manage to survive, and not too shabby in the overall supply. Obviously still has his 4th base running. I mean, Serral also has a 4th base, and it is at the gold, and even has a 5th at the regular. So he can continue committing to this. But at some point, you're going to decide, like, do I continue committing to the layer tech, or do I try and transition?
Well, Harstem's army supply is a little bit down compared to Serral's. It's certainly not in the gutter, and I love the idea of more of these stasis traps. This is something that can really, like, Serral suddenly up 30 supply. No, you got 30 lings in that trap. Not a big deal anymore. A couple of storms mixed in with that, and of course you can time out storms for the finish of it. So Hydras and lings are great. This is a really scary army out of Serral, but storms are better in every way, and if Harstem can get a combination of stasis traps, 1 or 2 decent force fields and storms, I think even at an army deficit, he'll still take the fight.
Serral is really utilizing Ling Hydra in the best way possible. Like, I mean, I'm going to throw this guy so much credit, right? But it really is nice to see that the Hydra Ling army is constantly moving around, because if you do just continue brute forcing, that's where Storm is so good. He should be looking for more stasis traps after that one. Honestly, he should have been looking for them since the last fight, as that wasn't quite brutal, but another one could have been.
It's interesting. We had something sneak by on the other side of the map. Sorry, guys. It's really hard to see what the screen tilted. But Zealots ran by, and looks like they're going to have no problem killing some drones. It might not quite kill the base. It's close. Meanwhile, an engagement gets caught over here. Serral wasn't looking, and Harstem ends up killing several Hydras and lings.
That was the stasis trap units. So it was like
I
a handful of lings. Yeah. So it is going to be that transition. I mean, it's really got to be like he's got to be so careful about investing into an attack. I mean, he has like a really good army. He's got the Banelings ready to go, and he could, if maybe he saw a good opportunity, attack into this. But if he does and it fails, then his transition to Hive is just going to be stunted. So it's going to be very careful, and I think splitting up the army, getting multiple engagements is always going to be the way to go, and he's going to try and get that surround.
Well, Stasis Trap on the south side catches quite a few units. Storms are looking pretty fantastic. Harstem also manages to juke out a lot on the north side, but Serral's coming in with so much army and so many units. Now, granted, a lot of them were stuck in stasis, and the Hydras can't fight without a buffer.
Those lings are going to be so helpful. Oh, maybe not that the charge is coming in.
I feel like there's enough Banelings in the backside to take care of the charge lots, though.
Oh,
Lings come in, they get a buffer. They take out the Archons. Now it's just Immortals, and there's nothing warped in to help defend this. Hydras will be doing fantastic. I love the pickup on the Warp Prism, though. Harstem's control trying to shine through, but it's like 50 army supply down, and the big units like these Immortals are starting to fall.
Yeah, no barriers, only the Micro and the Warp Prism to help him out. And of course, behind this, Serral is now pretty much safely getting to Broodlords. GG, Serral 2-0s.
Congratulations, Serral makes it out of the group. And I think that's it for today. I don't think there's any more groups to play today, right?
Right. It's 3 group stages, and then that's it.
So that's the winner's group for Serral. That's really nicely done by Serral. Unfortunately, Harstem is going to have to go play one more match.
Yep.
So he's not going to quite get the easy mode that he wanted to. But that means we also might get to see a little more Harstem. So the fans might be the ones that win out on this one. But we're going to go try and grab Serral, see if he wants to stop by for an interview before he takes off for the evening. I know he's probably hungry, so we'll do this quick, and we'll see you guys in a couple minutes.
There we go. Hey guys, so I'm here with Serral. Just won 2-0 versus Harstem and got first place in his group, so that's pretty cool. I heard Rifkin just tell you what Harstem said about you before the match. What do you think about that? You think it's just Harstem?
I think Harstem knew what was going to happen.
He
was just talking.
He was just overconfident. He was trying to be overconfident to make himself feel better. And it didn't work out.
Yeah, that's what I think he was doing.
Yeah. Do you usually beat Harstem in ladder and stuff? Is like, were you confident?
Yeah, I beat him normally.
Yeah, you do.
Almost.
Yeah, to be honest, like people are really talking about you a lot. I mean, they've been for a while, but I feel like this time I heard a lot of pro players talking about you, saying that this is your tournaments. Like, you've just been steadily improving for the last 4 years. I actually cast you like 3 or 4 years ago versus Jadong, like DreamHack something like a super long time ago, and he took a game off him. So I feel like I had my eye on you for a very long time, and now Twitch chat's gonna take that wrong. Shouldn't have said that. Anyways, but you've been improving, and you actually had like a lot of good results. But is like DreamHack awesome like this time? Like, it's actually be like, this is the tournament, I suppose, to get to like the round of 4, the finals, in a championship. Do you feel that good?
Yeah, I mean, this is the first tournament I'm playing full time, so
nice.
I'm actually really confident that I can win the whole thing. But obviously, it will be really hard with Inertio, Showtime, Neep. These are really good players, so it's gonna be tough. But I think I can do it.
Yeah, I mean, you don't seem really get nervous in games, do you? Do you get nervous on stage at all?
No, not nervous yet.
No?
No.
See, I think that's like #1 problem for like some of the new players is that even if they're really performing well, they get like land jitters. But you seem pretty calm, so I think that's good. So this is the first time you're going. This is the first year that you've been full time.
Yeah, I've been full time for a month now.
Oh, or for a month.
So I haven't had like too much of extra practice, but
wow,
I feel like it's starting to pay off already.
Yeah, it apparently, like I said, like everyone's been talking about you for this tournament, so it must be pretty hype. So you're like 19, 18?
I'm 18.
Yeah, I always knew you were young, I guess 3 years ago, obviously, but still pretty young. So who are the biggest contenders for you? Like I know like they're not going to update the bracket for a while, but like who do you think you're actually going to face and then have a lot of difficulty versus?
I would say it's probably Nerdsy or Snoot.
The ZvZ?
Yeah, ZvZ. It's the hardest one for me. So
yeah.
Also, Major might be hard for me. So
really?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Major's good. Like I wasn't supposed to. I didn't mean like it wasn't good, but
TVP, I'm really confident that even against Neep or Showtime.
Yeah, that's weird. That's actually Game Time also said that he was very confident versus Protoss. So I feel like I hear like 50-50 on whether ZVP's like Protoss favorite or Zerg favorite. Is it just you, or do you feel like maybe it's a little favorite for Zerg right now, or you just understand it, you just get it?
I have no clue. I just make banelings. That's my CVP.
You just make banelings.
Yeah.
That's what more people should be doing. Just make more banelings. No, man, it's like you're like solid all around. You know, like that last game he played versus Harstem, he did the proxy oracle, and you actually had a queen out of position, and he doesn't really take that much damage from it. You just like cool as a cucumber.
Yeah, I think it was a slight mistake by me because I read into the proxy because I didn't see any pylons in his main.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the queen, I should have had queen at my main, 2 queens.
Yeah.
But I don't know how I handled it so well. I guess he had some slight micro mistakes.
Yeah, that's true.
I think he could have killed more, but
yeah,
it went out well.
It did. I mean, that's I'm trying to say like it worked out really well. And then the follow up death attack, he just dealt with it so easily. Like you actually, you know, Harstem obviously a great player, but you actually looked like super on point. So I think you're going to do very well. I guess tomorrow it starts a little bit earlier, right? They told you it starts like noon, I think.
I think I have to be at 10. So
10 in the morning? Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
So, but the games won't start right away, so
oh yeah, okay.
I don't
That's
think the
true.
schedule is still made. So.
Yeah, I was talking to other people, and they're like super tired, right? Coming in from Europe, so.
Yeah, I mean, I came like on Wednesday,
so
I'm fine. I'm not too tired myself, so.
That's nice. Oh, forgive me. I actually don't know this. Did you qualify, or did you?
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Okay. So, did Dream or did Blizzard fly you out Wednesday?
Yeah.
Oh. People should be sponsored by Blizzard more. That's nice, though. It's nice that you got that downtime. And plus, you're in this fancy room, too. Like Snoot.
Yeah.
You got, like, the cooking station and shit. It's nice.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Silly chat. You actually been playing for a long time, then. I mean, I brought up that thing about Jadon, like, 4 years ago, but... I mean, that's since you were like 15 or 14. You playing all 7 years of StarCraft, or did you start like around 2013?
Yeah, I began with Brood War, and
you did.
Yeah, I played like 1 year.
That's pretty sick, then. What race do you play?
Zerg.
You played Terran and Brood War?
No, Zerg.
Oh, Zerg. Okay, yeah. So Zerg and Brood War. It's pretty different in StarCraft too, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's still fun, and it's still fun.
Yeah, it is. Are you gonna play it when the remaster comes out?
Yeah, I'm gonna try it out.
Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be like a dozen, like handful of tournaments.
Yeah.
Might be some good money for people who actually played Brood War earlier.
Yeah, maybe. But like, I'm not going to switch.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people ask, like, are you gonna switch, like, to like any pro gamer, honestly, and just like most pro gamers don't really play Brood War seriously, unless they're known, like, obviously, like CJ Entis and Effort, right? Like, of course, they've played Brood War seriously, but from our other foreigners, like, there are a lot of serious Brood War pro gamers that play still, I guess, StarCraft too.
Yeah, not too many anymore.
Yeah, I'm just like, you know, the names are casters, right? Like in Control and Day 9.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, yeah. It's been pretty cool talking to you. So you're probably tired, even if you get here Wednesday. I mean, it's 10 o'clock almost, so it's just been a long day for a lot of the players. And I guess you only had to play the Group 3, right? Or Group 2, too. Yeah, Group 3, so he's actually maybe not that tired. Mana was like so tired, and I got him on the bench, man. But I'm going to let you know. So just shout out to anyone in chat.
Shout out to my fans, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's it.
yeah, I'm sure you get a lot of fans actually this weekend. Seems you're in really good form. So good luck tomorrow.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's going to take us into a break as we wait for the decider match of Harstem versus, I'm not sure who, actually, but whoever it is, we're going to try and cast it. See you soon.